has turned Culiacan into one of the most dangerous cities on Earth. In the relative safety of daylight, I met up with my guide in mainland Mexico, Pepe Cohen.
So welcome to Culiacan, Simon.
Thanks, mate.
The crown of drug trafficking.
Is that really how it's known?
Only last night when you arrived, there was an assassination attempt against one of the top cops of the city.
How does Mexico compare to Colombia?
At the moment, Mexico is worse than Colombia because the Colombian cartels decided to go low profile, businessmen, no killings.
But in Culiacan, there have been countless gruesome murders on a daily basis. We met up with local journalist Javier Valdez, who showed us around Culiacan's main cemetery. Far from keeping a low profile, the families of drug traffickers here go to extraordinary lengths to celebrate their status as gangsters. Javier, how many of the people who are buried here will be graves for people who've died in connection with drugs in some way?
I would say around 90% of the people buried here are linked to the drug trade.
Well, just as we were passing this one here, I just had a glimpse in, and already you can see that most of the people buried here are young men of a distinctly suspicious-looking nature.
Sí.
So this is, again, another young guy.
That kid on the side, he's typical of the drug culture. He's got a gun in his belt.
It actually does look almost like a real gun.
I think it is. It's traditional for these kinds of families to pose with automatic weapons and flak jackets, and with animal skin boots.
Oh, look at this. Look here.
Hammer.
You can see the picture of a guy on the side here, and you can see his Hummer on the picture. This is a guy who was killed just in August 2008, and you can see he's posing, he's pictured here with assault rifles.
Definitely a gunman.
You look around here and you see the new wealth that's displayed here. Can you imagine how much it must cost to build these mausoleums? I mean, this is a two-story mausoleum here.
There's a level of opulence and even luxury to these mausoleums. They have their own generators and air conditioning, and comfortable furniture for the visitors.
The gang murder rate here is one of the highest in the world, and the nature of the violence is extreme, designed to shock and terrorize. Drug gangs often mutilate their victims in an endless cycle of revenge killings. Hundreds of police officers are also murdered in Mexico every year. Some have even been beheaded. Javier took me to a city crossroads where drug dealers recently executed 5 police officers. Javier, what happened here?
The police were going from east to west. 2 cars appeared and started shooting from 200 meters away. They didn't stop shooting until they got here, and they executed them all.
Does it feel like Culiacan is under siege from the drug gangs?
There's always a fear hanging over people, a fear of the gunman. People have stopped going to shopping malls and going out at night. They hide in their homes. There is a collective paranoia.
One of the other things about the shootout here that surprises me is that right next to where the shootout was, just round here, look, there's a small police station right there. So the cartel have become so brazen in their attacks that they're prepared to shoot at a group of police officers right next to a small police station. The situation here seems completely out of control. Under intense pressure from the United States, the Mexican government's response to the violence has been to declare its very own war on drugs. More than 3,000 elite troops and heavy